All right, baby, we are officially live. This is Coach Terrence Wood with you this evening. Thank you for joining us, whether you're watching live or watching recorded. Obviously, respect your time, appreciate your time, and thank you for joining Before You Go Pro and the Recruiting Live Show. So if this is your first time joining us, you guys, we are about to dig deep into the world of college football recruiting. This show is intended for a very specific young man, and we're going to get into that here shortly. I know we've got athletes from all over the country that check out the Recruiting Live Show. So once again, we appreciate you checking in, but this is meant to be practical. This is meant to help you get to the bag. This is meant to help you get more options on the table. If you're in the class of 2024, this should hit right at home because you guys are on the clock for sure. So once again, you guys, I am your host, Coach Terrence Wood. I've been at this football thing for a very long time. As you can see right here, the gentleman on the far left is actually my grandfather. His name is Willie Wood. Rest in peace. He is a Pro Football Hall of Famer. The bust, the jacket that you see is definitely real. When I saw my grandfather get inducted, you guys, into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, I knew what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. I was about 9 years old, and I was watching him, and people applaud him, and I said, I'm done. So much. This is a family business. My dad played. My brother played. That's me right there in the middle, trying to tackle Oregon wide receiver. I played at the University of Colorado, was fortunate enough to play in Canada and also in the Arena Football League, you guys. So you guys will be getting information tonight that will be able to assist you, be able to aid you, but it's not just coming from anywhere. This is somebody that has lived what many of you guys want to do, and also our program has helped so many athletes do what you want to do, and this is a perfect illustration of that. Let us help you get results. All of the young men that you see on the screen right now are athletes that are Before You Go Pro athletes, whether current or former. They all came through our program, and we had help getting these young men to the universities that you currently see them at. And we've sent kids across the country, major Power 5, FCS, D2, D3, NAIA. It doesn't matter. If you want to play college football, you have some decent potential on the field, you got good grades, you treat your parents right, you treat other people right, then we can definitely help you get to college, you guys. And there's nothing like playing college football. I don't care what level you're playing at. There's nothing like playing college football, okay, you guys? So keep that in mind. So the next thing is this. I want to bring this up because, you guys see some of these pictures, and I don't know how practical it is for you when we tell you we got athletes playing all over the country, when we're telling you that we're helping young men achieve their dreams. Well, right here are two University of Colorado wide receivers, big-time Power 5 program, Coach Prime. And these athletes are Before You Go Pro athletes. These are our athletes, you guys. And if you want me to prove it, I was actually at my old university this past weekend. And you see right there, the first picture on the far left, that's Cole Boskia. That's a California native. On the right, you see me with Chernette Estes. This is a Texas kid. And once again, right here, you see them together during the photo shoot. Well, these are two kids from two totally different states that didn't know each other before they got to Colorado, but they were already eager to meet each other, you guys. They were already eager to support each other and have each other's back because they're in the Before You Go Pro fraternity. So what we're building, this ministry, is very much so real. And once again, I was at my alma mater this past weekend, and you see the love. You see the love from these boys here. And at the end of the day, it's a legacy deal. It's a legacy. We're building a legacy. We would love for you to be a part of it. You see Chernette's younger brother right here, Josiah Estes. He's one of our athletes as well, and he's joining on so he can get support to get to the next level. But the only reason why his parents said, hey, we need him in the fraternity as well, we need him in Before You Go Pro as well, is because of what we've done for his brother. His brother's at Colorado having a good time. So we want you to work with our younger son. So we've got legacy athletes, you guys. We've been in this thing for a while. I'm not going to tell you how old Coach Wood is, but it's been over 17 years that we've been helping athletes get to the next level. So that's why we have testimonials like this. And this is a Division I college football coach, Coach Cormier. He says that Terrence, that's me, Coach Wood, is someone who I've known for almost 30 years. I actually played college football, what Coach said. He is very passionate about helping young people reach their goals. I was actually on the phone with Coach Said right before this meeting. We were talking about totally different things, but I was on the phone with a D1 coach who's a brother to me right before this meeting. And we're already scheduled later on this week to talk some recruiting and talk about some of our Before You Go Pro athletes. So there you go. Someone I've known for almost 30 years now. He is very passionate about helping young people reach their goals in life. Yes, indeed. I feel that Before You Go Pro is a great tool for any athlete or a parent of an athlete who has aspirations of playing at the next level. So right there, you guys, whether it's the athletes I just shown you, we're hugging the game, or whether it's a college coach, there's your social proof, okay? So you're not just getting this information tonight from somebody who is just guessing. This is somebody who knows how to help you get to the next level, and I can't wait to help you. So who is this for? Who is the college football recruiting live show for? And by the way, if you haven't been riding with us, we do this every single Tuesday, guys, and we'll do it before up until the regular sign-in period. So we've got the early sign-in period coming up shortly. Then we've got the regular sign-in period. At the end of the regular sign-in period, College Football Recruiting Live Show is going to take a break. All right. So you got to get all this sauce. You got to get all this education so that you can get your scholarship and not have to worry about it. Okay. But who is this for? This is for the young athlete, the football player. We work with high school and junior college football players across the country that wants to live the reality that you see right here on the screen. These young men, all from the same high school, they got their banners up and the hats of where they're going to college. We want you guys to experience that. With Before You Go Pro, myself, my team, we want as many young men as possible to experience that. I've already done it. I want you to do it, okay? So that's what this is all about. This is the whole agenda. This is free. You know, the whole agenda behind this is to help you get a scholarship offer or a preferred walk-on opportunity, whatever you're looking for. So once again, that's who this is for. And at the end of the day, you guys, at the end of the day, what most of you need is a strategy. You need a strategy. You guys are talented. You guys have great grades. A lot of you guys have been putting in the work. You're putting in the work in the off season. You're putting in the work during the season. And for some reason, the phone's not ringing. Okay, so then we got to get into strategy mode. We got to get into strategy mode. And that's one of the things we're most proud at with Before You Go Pro. I got Felicia in here. Hello, it is a pleasure to meet you, Miss Felicia. And she's got a superstar on her hands with Anthony. And great question. When is regular signing? And we will get into that. You jumping ahead of the presentation, but I got you covered. I got you covered there. Okay, so let's get back into it, you guys. And once again, most of you guys need a strategy. It's not necessarily you. There's nothing wrong with you. You just need a strategy to get where you're going. And this is what we tell all of our athletes with before you go pro is that, you guys are individual contractors. You're individual contractors. I know you guys play a team sport, but at the end of the day, if you're a 2024 senior, or let's say you're a junior college player, a prep school player that's ready to go to the next level, you're eligible to go to the next level. You guys are individual contractors. It's a team sport, but not all of you guys are going to go to the same school or have the same opportunity. So you got to worry about you. You got to worry about you and how to strategize to get what you need. Because just like this picture right here, you guys, this is a camp. And this is kind of how it is for college coaches sometimes. It's a needle in a haystack thing. You look at 24/7 Sports that ranks all of the kids across the country. It's hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of kids on this platform. So you guys, a little bit of it is a needle in a haystack theory. But as long as you have a strategy, then you can get that one offer, that two offers, those three offers that you're looking for, and you can be okay. Your teammate might not be okay, unfortunately, but at least you'll be okay, and once again, for the class of 2024, we want to make moves. So you guys, when we're getting to what we got going on, it's very important. And if you've been rolling with us over the past few weeks, you realize that we always say it's a journey. It's a journey. This is one of our athletes, played at a super small high school called Atascadero High on the coast of California. That's the picture on the far left. And then he only had one offer, you guys, to Nevada that we helped him get. Did a great job there. Ended up going in the portal to San Jose State because his offensive coordinator went to San Jose State. Smart move. We strategized that. And then now he's with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So it's a journey, you guys. But check out the end of the journey. The end of the journey is him at the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's on the active squad right now, making a lot of money. But at the beginning of the journey, nobody wanted him. He only had Division II offers. Very much so like your son, Felicia, where we know he's talented, but for whatever reason, he doesn't have what he deserves. We were able to help him get to Nevada. He did the rest. So very important is that you guys are dialed into the recruiting calendar. You guys, you can find this at ncaa.org. The beautiful thing about the recruiting calendar is it basically keeps you on track. It's almost like a young woman who is pregnant and she knows at 9 months something should be happening. That 9-month window is keeping her on track. Her doctors keep her on track. Same thing with you and your scholarship. The recruiting calendar keeps you on track. Right now, September, October, November, these are evaluation periods. Guys are getting offers. Guys are taking trips. Guys are having visits to their school. We just had a player not too long ago have a coach come visit him at his school today. So this is all taking place as we speak, you guys, and want you to be aware. So to your question, Felicia, definitely, and thank you for joining us. To your question, this is the signing period. So you want to look at the first line. Let's take a look at the first line. Division I. So if you think you're a Division I athlete, that could be FBS or FCS. It could be high level like a Ohio State, or it could be a lower level Division I program like a Sacramento State or a Mercer, some school like that. Division I early period is December 20th through the 22nd. It's a 3-day window, basically designed for the athletes who are over the recruiting process. They already know where they want to go. They want to put pen to paper. They want to make it official. Maybe their dad always went to Florida State, so they wanted to go there, and they don't want to waste any more time. So that is the early signing period, you guys. We're almost literally a month away from the early signing period for the 2024 class. Once again, this is the first time you guys can make it official. 3-day period, December 20th, 2023 through December 22nd, 2023. Now, let's look at the next line, which also starts on the same day, the 20th, right? But that one is more designed for the kid who wants to go in spring. So the junior college kids. and the prep school kids, maybe a high school kid who's ready to graduate early. Well, that one goes from December 20th through the 15th. Through the 15th. Okay. So if you're ready to go to college in the spring, you actually have almost until the spring school session start, January 15th, to make that signature, to put pen to paper. Now let's look at the regular period. Here's your question, Felicia. That's at the bottom. Division 1 and Division 2. This is basically D3 and NAIA. You guys can include that too. You guys can go from February 7th. The first time is February 7th. That's the first Wednesday in February, all the way until April if you're going D1, and until August if you're going D2, D3, or NAI. So you can go all the way almost, let's say you're going to a D2 school like Central Washington. Let's say you're going to a D3 school. You guys can almost sign right before the school year starts next year, all the way until August. And the reason why this is important, you guys, is because a lot of times we get nervous. We don't sign during the early signing period, and now we're thinking that college opportunity is gone. It's not gone. It just may be a little bit later. It just may be a little bit later. There was a college coach. I wanted to post it, and for some reason I don't have it on the slide, so I apologize. But there was a college coach just today that was saying, hey, just because your offer isn't here today doesn't mean it's not coming tomorrow. Keep doing the things you need to do to make sure it hits your doorstep. Okay. So that's where you guys are. And then, of course, Felicia saying she got it. So, yeah, for your son, Felicia, Anthony, probably more of a regular signing period, young man. Most of the athletes that are going to be watching this show are probably regular signing period, which is totally fine. You can still go D1, you can still go D2, D3, and AIA. But the regular signing period starts in February, cuts off in April for D1, and then it goes all the way till August for the other divisions. So definitely excited that you guys are seeing that. I've got Rachel Hornbarger with us. How you doing, Mom? So excited to be watching. I can't imagine navigating this crazy, fantastic journey without you, Coach. That does my heart well. Thank you so much for saying that. And her son, Bubba, is starting to get offers and interest, and there's a lot going on with him. So there's some cool things going on with the Before You Go Pro family. And hope you guys can join if you're not with us. So let's get back into it. One of the things we like to do, you guys, we've already covered your son, Rachel, but we like to cover some of our own athletes. We like to talk about their recruiting situations because sometimes you guys can learn from other people's situations, just being a fly on the wall, okay? So we've got an amazing athlete, David Walker, that is Bubba's teammate, checking in. These are the Lowry High boys out of Nevada. Amazing young men, all of them going to college, and excited about you guys' futures. And these are young men at our highest level of service where we're going to be with them their whole career. So very excited about that. But let's get into tonight's athlete. Tonight's athlete, once again, Coach Wood. I'm going to take you through the recruiting period, the recruiting process. I'm going to give you the best of what we got, and then you guys hopefully can make it practical. Okay? So tonight we're going to be talking about a young man named Jake Pecor. Man named Jake Pecor. Jake is a superstar. He's out of Valencia High. That's in California, you guys. 6'2", 220, so he is built like a rock. He's a linebacker, but we're going to get into, there's some special stuff going on with Jake. So we're going to get into his situation so you guys can see how we're helping him out. 3.4 GPA. So that's big time GPA. You can go to most colleges as a football player with a 3.4 GPA. And then Oregon State PWO. So Oregon State PWO. Oregon State's in a Power 5 conference, even though the Pac-12 is going away. Currently in a Power 5 conference, currently having a great season, and he has a PWO. So if you don't know what that means, you're watching it live or recorded, it means that he's a preferred walk-on. He has a preferred walk-on opportunity. That's a big-time opportunity because, once again, Oregon State is a great university and plays at a high level. Even after this year, they'll continue to play at a high level. But let me explain this to you a little bit. What they're telling him, so maybe this is you, maybe somebody is going to eventually offer you a PWO, whether it's Stanford University, San Diego State, Florida Atlantic, Texas State, maybe an HBCU like a Bethune-Cookman. Somebody has said, hey, you have a PWO with our school. What they're telling you is you got a roster spot, which is huge because they only got 85 of them, at the D1 level. So you're one of 85 in the world. It's huge. But they're only saying you got a roster spot. They're not giving you no money. You got to go earn the money. They think highly enough of you to guarantee you a roster spot and to guarantee you there's two different types of walk-ons, you guys. This is a walk-on, two different types of walk-ons. PWO preferred. That means we really, really like you, but you got to come earn your money. Then there's general ed walk-ons. The kid who's just walking on campus, they throw a campus workout just to see if they can find a diamond in the rough, and then that kid is coming in. Those don't take place till about the third game of the season. So you definitely won't play as a regular school walk-on that first season. Now, as a preferred walk-on, you're coming in with the other freshmen. You're coming in from training camp, the start of training camp. And if you're outshining the other freshmen on that team, then they're probably going to take their money and give it to you. So preferred walk-on might be something that you guys may want to consider for a few of you, especially if it's at a high-level school. But let's get back into Jake's situation, okay? So Jake has a preferred walk-on to Oregon State. Now, we evaluate all of our players as soon as they come into the Before You Go Pro family. I don't really care what somebody else's evaluation of you is. Our team's going to evaluate you, and we feel like we're the best of the best when it comes to evaluation. Our evaluation is dead on a college recruiter's evaluation, if not a little bit harder, you guys. So looking at Jake's situation, he already had the Oregon State PWO, so we kind of knew what level of a player he was. But at the end of the day, when we did our evaluation, what he already has on his table was in line with what we thought of him. We thought for sure he was a Division I football player, maybe a lower level FBS scholarship kid, definitely an FCS scholarship level kid, okay? So even though he already had this on the table, the Oregon State opportunity, and we probably figured he was a Division I athlete, we had to do the film eval ourselves. It came back right in line with what he has on the table, okay? So I want to, as we always do, what do? We let you guys see for yourself, right? We let you see for yourself. So here is Jake's film. I'm going to let you see his film because, once again, I want you guys to kind of think of where you're at and see if your film stacks up to some of the athletes that we have going to a particular level, okay? So here's Jake's film. All right, so as you can see right there, Jake's got some game. Straight up alpha male right there on the football field, and he's coming for your quarterback. So you guys may say, wow, okay, why does he only have a PWO? A PWO is great, but once again, there's no money there. So this guy is 6'2", 220 pounds. Where's the money, right? He's playing in Cali. He's playing in a good football state. Where's the money? So great question. And that's why we want to bring up all of our athletes' situation, because we can kind of talk through it, right? Check out the third line underneath his height and weight. What does that say, you guys? That says linebacker, right? That says linebacker. That's where we think with his height, weight, and skill set, that's the best position for him to play at the next level. But when we watch the film, you guys, what was he playing? He was playing D line. He was basically playing rush in, which is where I would probably put him too, to be honest with you, if I was a high school coach, because he's so relentless and he's got such a high motor. But that's not where he's going to play in college. That's not where he's going to play in college. What if somebody was playing quarterback, but they were really going to be a wide receiver or a cornerback in college? What if somebody's playing running back, but they're really going to be a linebacker or a safety in college, and they don't have that film? That can affect you guys recruiting. That can affect your recruiting. Even though he's making plays, he's not making plays at the position he's going to be playing at the next level. And what before you go pro, we're always giving you guys things to think about, things to think about. And these are some of the top reasons, you guys, in the 17 years of doing this, these are some of the top reasons right here why I find guys are under recruited. Once again, it may not be their talent, may not be their grades, may not be their work ethic or desire, but it's just one of these things. Maybe they started the recruiting process late. Maybe they just didn't know that they should go to camps and get their film out and do all these things. So they're starting late. That could be a huge reason for some of you guys not having the phone ring right now. Maybe you're in the wrong geographic area. Sometimes, you'll grab a kid maybe out of a far area, Utah or something. I just explained to you guys with the journey with Elijah Cooks, one of our own athletes that's in the NFL right now. Elijah Cooks, and he was in the wrong area. There's not many people coming out the area that he was coming from. Usually the next one, the third one, the wrong school, that usually ties to the geographic area, because you're not playing the best opponents. College recruiters aren't coming your way. They're not coming to your city. So you got to get some outside help potentially. And then this one is Jake's, the fourth one. He's playing out of position. He's playing out of position. Then the last one, something that Felicia, I know that you might have mentioned, a few other people have to us too, just no coach support. No coach support. So when we find a dynamite athlete, you guys, like a Jake Pecor or somebody else, and we're saying, wow, why doesn't this kid have offers? This kid is a Division I level kid. Usually it's one of those things. Okay, usually it's one of those things that we find, and in Jake's case, once again, he's playing out of position. That in our opinion, that's why he doesn't have Division I offers. But that's okay. You know why? Because that's not his fault. He's doing what's right for the team. I'm sure his coach loves him and is going to back him when the colleges come. And then also, Oregon State is smart. They're saying, we don't know if you can play linebacker, but we do like your film. So we're going to let you come figure it out for us. And if you can play linebacker, we're going to give you some money. We're going to give you some money. But what we want to do before you go pro is get him some money anyway. This is sales. And we can sell someone like Jake, that relentless with a 3.4 GPA, we can sell him to somebody else and maybe pressure Oregon State into giving him some money, or maybe he goes somewhere else where he has some money. Okay, so check this out. This is how we work this. Okay, we already know we got a superstar. We already know he's probably going to have a good college career, but we have to sell him at a position he's currently not playing. All right, so when we do that, and once again, his PWO is locked in. There's levels to a PWO, and they're treating Jake like a recruit. They're treating him like a scholarship kid. They're sending him all of the graphics. They keep in contact with him. They definitely want him at Oregon State. So once again, you guys have got to keep that in mind. It's the Recruiting Live show. So we're going to keep it honest with you guys, whether you're watching live or recorded. Not all PWOs are created equal, okay? You'll feel if it's a very good and strong PWO or if they're just kind of giving you a shot, if they're tolerating you. With Jake, Oregon State wants him there. Now, this is another thing you guys got to keep in mind, you high school kids. The higher you want to play, so I want to play Power Five ball, coach. I want to be in the Big Ten, the ACC, the SEC, the Pac-12. I want to play just at some level of Division One football. The higher level that you want to play, right now, unfortunately, you guys, with the presence of the transfer portal, there's less and less high school kids playing and getting offers at the Division One level. Less and less high school kids. Back in my day, when I was coming out, I'm not going to tell you the year, but back when Coach Wood was coming out, Jake would have definitely had an offer to Oregon State. Nowadays, they're trying to make people like him take a PWO. So keep that in mind. Things are changed, And if you do get an offer, and we'll talk about this later on down the road, you may want to decide if you want to commit early or not. If you want to just get it over with and sign, because there might not be many more offers coming. And you don't want to sit there and make a team wait and then lose that offer. We'll talk more about that later. And then we've got our comment section open if you guys do have questions. So with Jake, you guys, we want to get him some money. His dad loves the Oregon State opportunity. Jake loves the Oregon State opportunity. They've actually even taken an unofficial visit. They know they love the school, but we want to get him some money. So he's a Cali kid once again. And if you guys have joined us before, you guys know that high school kids are recruited geographically. So a lot of you guys in Cali are trying to reach out to the University of Georgia, Tennessee, Penn State. It's not going to happen unless you're a 4 or 5 star, okay? So you want to be smart, especially if your timeline's condensed or you're running out of time. You got to think geographically. Sorry, I got a little too close to the camera there. You want to think geographically, okay? So this is how we proceed in Jake's situation. As a company, we're looking at schools that are in this geographic territory. We're looking at Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, of course, California. We're looking at schools. He's already got the Oregon State PWO. So Oregon's right there, okay? But what do we need? We need leverage, you guys. The Oregon State PWO, even though it's not money, it's leverage. And I'm teaching you guys this because, one, this is how we work. But for two, you guys need to be thinking this way. You need to be thinking business minded. And in business, it's all about leverage. Okay. So even though there's not money attached to the PWO at Oregon State, there's still leverage attached to it. Okay. Why is leverage attached to it, Coach Witt, which is everything in the recruiting game? Leverage is attached to you guys because Oregon State is in a major conference. And a matter of fact, they're not just in a major conference, you guys, they're doing well. They're doing extremely well. They're 5-2. They're 8-2 overall, 5-2 in conference. That's an amazing. They've got a chance for a 10-win season, you guys, which is huge in college football. So Oregon State is in a great conference and they're doing well, which means in our world, in your world, the college football recruiting world, you should be able to at least get somebody on the phone, at least get them to evaluate you, at least maybe even give you some money if it's a school below Oregon State standing, below the Oregon State standard, So we want to get some money in Jake's back pocket. We're going to go after schools that may be a little bit lower than Oregon State, but still at the Division I level where he was evaluated at, right? So check this out. And once again, I'm teaching you guys this because we use this. This is the magic. It's work, but this is the magic, and you can utilize it for yourself if you're willing to put in the work. If you want us to do it for you, we'd love to help you. So what we're looking at is we're looking at stacking. We're going down a level for him to get to the money. He's at the top right now with the Oregon State Power 5 offer. We're going to go down a level to get him to the money. So what does that look like? If we look at going down a level, we're looking at a conference like the Mountain West Conference. These are all still amazing schools, you guys. Play on TV, guys go pro, the whole 9 yards, all right? So we're looking at a conference like the Mountain West Conference. If Jake has a PWO from Oregon State, then anyone in the Mountain West Conference should be willing to listen. They should be willing to listen, possibly give him some money. Then we get a little money in his back pocket and we can keep going for more. We've got more leverage, right? All right, so we're looking at schools in the Mountain West Conference. Part of the reason why we're looking at the Mountain West Conference, you guys, is a level lower, still D1, group of 5. We're going group of 5. And then you guys also, the Mountain West Conference is covering these states. It's covering these states. So let's see, we have a comment. Munoz family coming in from Texas. We love you guys, and we definitely will see you at the top. He's got a young superstar in his home, and definitely love the Munoz family. So you guys, this is where the Mountain West Conference schools are. You know, look at those schools: Air Force, UNLV, Fresno State, San Jose State, right there in his backyard, California. If Oregon State has given him a PWO, there's no reason we shouldn't be able to call Coach Carter at San Jose State and not get him to take a serious look at Jake and offer Jake. You know, and then he's got something in his back pocket. Then Oregon State may start getting a little nervous and say, forget it. You know, maybe they lost somebody that they thought they were going to get. And then they say last minute, you know what? We're going to turn that PWO into some scholarship money, you know. So here's another conference. Now, Mountain West is group of 5. We're going down a level, FCS. It's still Division I, still big time schools, but we're going to go down another level, okay? We're going to go to the FCS, the Big Sky Conference. Once again, these are schools that are all covering these states, which would be most likely to recruit a high school athlete late that doesn't that isn't a 4 or 5 star. That isn't a 4 or 5 star. You want to go geographically, okay? So when you look at the Big Sky Conference too, the Big Sky Conference, you got Montana, Montana State, Sacramento State, Eastern Washington, Cal Poly. These are all schools that should want to hear about Jake because he already has an option at a level that's higher than where they're at. We just want to get him some money though. Okay, so keep this in mind. You may have a Division II offer from a high-level D2 school. So maybe now I can call, you know, an FCS program, or maybe I've got a lower level D1 program that's talking to me. That said, maybe it's an FCS program. Sac State said you got a PWO. But you need some money because mom doesn't have the money for Sac State. So now you're calling the highest level D2 schools because if Sac State's willing to offer you a PWO, then this high level D2 should have some money for me. That's all we're doing with Jake's situation. He's already got the Pac-12 school, but he doesn't have money. So we're going to go right underneath that. So check this out. Check this out, you guys, because you want to be smart. You don't have time to waste. So you got to be smart, especially when it gets later in the ball game. So what we also want to do is we want to check out who they played. Once again, Oregon State's having a great year. That means they probably whooped up on them. They whooped up on my alma mater. Well, they didn't whoop them, but they beat them. Colorado, you know. So that means, hey, the school that offered me a PWO is having a great year. Let me see who they play. Let me check out their schedule. And this is Oregon State's schedule right here, you guys. And look at the first 3 games. They killed San Jose State, they killed UC Davis, and they killed San Diego State. Well, guess what? All 3 of those schools, you guys, just happen to be in California. All of them happen to be in California, and all of which is Jake State. And all of them are in those conferences that we just talked about, the Mountain West with San Diego State and San Jose State, and then the Big Sky with UC Davis. And all 3 of those schools got whooped up by Oregon State, the school that's already offered him an opportunity to be on their team. And here's the great thing about our program and Jake being with us and these schools that I'm mentioning right here, all 3 of those schools, we either have a kid already playing there or we have an extremely good coaching connection there, or both. So all 3 of those schools are in play for Jake Pecor, but not just in play for Jake Pecor for a walk-on opportunity, in play for Jake Pecor for a full ride scholarship where there is no college debt. And at all of those schools, he's going to be playing against big time competition. He's going to be on TV. And if we get one of them to give him a scholarship, we can leverage it for more. We can leverage it for more. Okay. So that's how we're thinking with this recruiting. And we're not just machine gunning all the schools across the country. There's no reason we should be calling SMU, Southern Methodist in Texas. There's no, for Jake Pacor, there's no reason we should be calling Indiana University for Jake Pacor. His wheelhouse is going to be right here. It's going to be these states right here. And those conferences that are close to home. Now, and once again, here's another graphic of once, him having the Oregon State opportunity makes him eligible for these Group of Five conferences. And there's amazing schools in these Group of Five conferences. And then we have the arrow pointing to the Mountain West because he's a West Coast kid. Now, you may be in the same position as Jake, but you're down south. You got to think about this for you. Or maybe you're in Minnesota. You got to think about this for you, okay? Munoz family says NIL is also now a game changer for PWOs. Great point right there. And we've got some things going on in the NIL space. But for those that don't know what the Munoz family and Ernest and the family is talking about right there, is NIL, name, image, and likeness, has brought some dollars, some creative dollars into families' pockets that are on PWOs. And also there have been collectives and donors that have given money to kids on PWOs. And all of that is possible because of NIL. So just because you get, like Jake goes, let's say he does go to Oregon State, just because he's there and they're not giving him money doesn't mean we can't help him manifest some name, image, and likeness money or opportunity. So that's a great point right there, Ernest. Thank you for that. Now, once again, I talked to you guys about his deal being geographic. 90% of the time it's going to be geographic, but also keep in mind he is with Before You Go Pro. And just like I showed you, we have great relationships with people that we can call that will stretch a little bit for our athletes, especially if it's someone that's very talented. Jake Pacor is not being seen by colleges that may be at San Jose State's level, may be at San Diego State's level, but they're down south or they're in the Midwest or they're on the East Coast. And we're not going to spend a bunch of time reaching out to those schools. But we do have very, very special relationships, and Coach Cormier is one of them, where if we have an athlete like a Jake Pacor, where we know that he is more talented, most likely, than some of the athletes that a Ball State will bring in, which is, like I said, kind of like a Midwest San Jose State. They're in the Mid-American Conference, that middle conference that you guys see right there, the MAC Conference, which is like Bowling Green, University of Ohio, Ball State, those type of schools. They traditionally wouldn't recruit somebody like Jake, but if you got a connection there, which we do, then I can pick up the phone and call Coach Cormier and say, look, I've got a kid on the West Coast. He's probably a Power 5 level kid, but only thing he's got right now is Oregon State PWO, Coach Cormier. You guys can steal him and get a steal, and he'll take a look. He'll take a look. So even though most of you guys recruiting is going to be geographic, every once in a while with our program, we will call a special relationship, a special friend that we know would drool over one of our athletes that may be out of their area and that they haven't seen yet. Okay. So strategically, sometimes we will do that. And then even if he doesn't go to Ball State, at least it's an offer in his back pocket with money attached to it. And it can inspire a San Jose State, a San Diego State, and Oregon State to actually give him the money. Okay. So that is how we work that deal. So, things to keep in mind. We've shown you guys a strategy with one of our very own athletes, and we take each situation individually because you guys are individual contractors. So that's Jake's particular situation, but him getting that PWO is our leverage. It's our leverage. Things to keep in mind, you guys, and I really want to turn you to the last one. To the last one. It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. We'll hit all these schools for Jake. You know, the Big Sky Conference, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 schools. The Mountain West Conference, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 schools. That's 24 schools. All of those schools, unless Jake says heck no to any of them, all of those schools are going to hear about Jake because he has leverage, you know, to get one of them to say yes, or maybe two of them or three of them. But at the end of the day, you guys, we got to hit all those babies because it's a numbers game. You know, the last one there, it's a numbers game. You guys can't take recruiting personal. You know, I know sometimes you're looking at your teammate or you're looking at that kid that you dogged on the other team and you're like, why in the world does he have an offer and I don't? Get out of his lane. Yours is coming, but you got to get out of his lane. Okay. Somebody's career may look like it's on top now, and then 4 years from now, they wish they were you. You know, they wish they were you. So you stay in your own lane with this recruiting thing and keep your confidence and stick to your script. You know, if you made all league, working your tail out, you know, stick to your script because yours is coming. Yours is coming, okay? But you got to make sure that you don't get overwhelmed or you don't get stressed out because it's not here yet. You just be patient. If you feel like you need extra support, we would love to help you, but be patient and then do the numbers. You got to do the numbers. Here's the thing. A lot of people will get some of this education that we give every single Tuesday, or they'll get some tips on YouTube or online, and then they'll say, I got it. I got it. I can handle all my own recruiting. If you're not doing the number, if dad's at work, mom's at work, and you're at school, how you going to do the numbers? How are you going to reach out to enough colleges? Because just because you reach out one doesn't mean they're going to pick up or return your call or your DM or your email. I said 24 schools. We may have to hit each of those schools 10, 15, 20 times before we get something back. Now, of course, if we got a relationship, it's a little bit different. And just to show you guys that I wasn't even playing about just talking to Coach Cormier, here you go. This is Coach Cormier, as you guys can see right there at the top. And I was just talking to him. So you guys, when I talk to him about Jake and some of our other athletes later on this week, he's going to watch the film. And if he likes the film, what is he going to do? He's going to run that up to the position coach. If position coach likes it, they're going to bring that to the coordinator. And if coordinator likes it, then head coach is going to give you a call. And he's going to be talking money. He's going to be talking the bag, all right? So there's a process to this. It's not just one call. You got to do the number, okay? I'm never going to lie. A lot of people are selling easy to you guys. I'm never selling easy. It's straightforward. It's pretty simple. The strategy, it's the thought process makes sense, but it's not easy because you got to do the numbers. You got to do the numbers, okay? So hopefully that helps you guys out. If you guys do have any comments, any questions, any concerns, if you're thinking about your own recruiting process, you're wondering about court course GPAs, you're running questions about official visits, unofficial visits, you're wondering maybe you're going to a D2 school, D3 NAI school, where it's going to be partial scholarships. You're wondering how that works. Now's the time to put that in the comments section so we can help you out personally. If you're watching this recorded, then you can email us, Terrence, that's me, Coach Wood, Terrence at beforeyougopro.com, info@beforeyougopro.com. We also have Coach Foss, FOSS, at beforeyougopro.com. feel free to reach out to us. We would love to answer your questions, okay? So if you have a question about recruiting, feel free to pop that in. Otherwise, you guys, you need to check out Before You Go Pro. You need to tell your friends, tell your coach, your teammates. If you're not already with us, what you've seen us talk about with Jake, we will do that specifically for you or for your son. So you can go to beforeyougopro.com. You're going to scroll down to the bottom of the page and hit the sign up link, and you'll get more information about what we can do for you and your family. We have a very exclusive college football prospect database, you guys. This is a picture of it right here. We only let 10 athletes in at each position. So 10 quarterbacks, 10 D linemen, 10 linebackers. That way we know we got the best of the best unsigned talent. So when I send that film or that college prospects page link to Coach Cormier, or I send it to a Coach Carter at San Jose State, or I send it to a Corey Phillips at my alma mater, Colorado, they know that we're not wasting their time. So nobody gets into Before You Go Pro without being evaluated. Nobody is on that prospects page without being evaluated. This isn't NCSA or some of these other companies you can go to. You swipe your credit card, you upload a profile. No, we don't do that. This is legacy business once again. So we need to make sure all the athletes that come out of our program are top notch, a cut above the rest. I think we have the best unsigned athletes database in the country, and we're building it even bigger. But once we get to 10 at your position, that's all she wrote. You go on the waiting list, okay? And then you're going to be waiting to have us reach out to colleges for you. So once again, if you're someone and you're feeling like, ooh, I might need a little help, Coach Wood, then you definitely want to go to beforeyougopro.com, scroll down to that sign up section and get some more information because we have some of the best relationships and we would love to help promote you. Also with that, you guys will receive access to our membership portal. Tons of great content on there for athletes and parents, professional film evaluation, group coaching access, much more coaching like this, and then you'll be in our football community. If you guys have not already subscribed to Before You Go Pro's YouTube channel, then please do. We also have our locker room show on Thursday where we bring in some of the best in the industry. We brought in Hall of Famers, you guys. We brought in NFL agents. We brought in coaches, players. So, we go all over the range of the football industry just to teach you and give you guys more support and love. So that's every single Thursday. Cue the guru who's full, come in with me and we host that show together, and we always bring in a great guest. We got another great guest this week. We didn't have a show last week because I was at the University of Colorado Hall of Fame event for a friend of mine, a teammate, and then also at the game on Saturday. And like I said, we got 2 kids playing for Colorado. So we've got the highest level all the way down. I had Coach Biryanic reach out to me. That's an NAIA program, Missouri Baptist, which is by St. Louis. He said he needs DBs. So these coaches are starting to reach out now, and the recruiting is getting to a high level. So you guys keep that in mind, and we would love to help you and support you if you need help. But bare minimum, please hit that like button and subscribe for us. I see that we have a couple of things going on in the comment section. Coach Foss, who is with us, says make sure you subscribe so that you guys get the notifications and you can come back on Thursday for the locker room show and all of the other content. So thank you, Coach Foss, for that. I see the great David Walker coming in, one of our BYGP athletes. Does academic all-state hold value for college? Does academic all-state hold value for college? Great question. I didn't even know there was an academic all-state. That might be a Nevada thing, Dave. But if you've got it, buddy, yes, it does. It definitely holds weight. You want to keep in mind, Dave, that all of these recruiters, even though they've got that Michigan logo on or that UNLV hat or something, they're human beings that do not want to lose their job. They don't want to lose their job. And there's 2 ways that college coaches lose their job quick. One of them is losing too many games, as you guys know. And the other one is recruiting the wrong kids, man. And kind of a tall tale sign. You hate to fully say it, but kind of a sign, man, is the lower the GPA goes, the higher the opportunity for some riffraff stuff to go on off the field. So if you are academic all state, if you are boasting a 3.5, a 3.8, a 4.0, we want to you. That's a sales perk. That's a tactic. That's leverage. So yes, to answer your question, man, yeah, we want to let everybody know you are academic all state. Since you're with us, David, anybody we talk to about you, we will let them know that, and that is leverage, because that tells me I'm recruiting a kid that isn't just serious on the field, he's also serious off the field. And then that probably tells me that I'm not going to have any problems with this kid, this young man. So great question right there, and definitely ready to go. Does anybody have any other questions or concerns, comments before we let you go? Once again, every single Tuesday, we're here live. Recruiting Live show. We cover one of our athletes. We cover things that are going on in recruiting, things that we're seeing, things that we're hearing. In the future, we will be bringing in some college coaches to actually answer some questions for you guys. In the future, you guys will get to listen to some live recorded calls, some calls with college coaches, so you guys can pick up tips on what to say or the type of things that they say back. Okay, so I don't know anybody else giving you guys all this when it comes to college football recruiting. But once again, we're practitioners. We're in the trenches. We talk to coaches today. We'll be talking to coaches all week. So once again, if you do need some support, we would love to help you. BeforeYouGoPro.com. You can also check us out on social media. We'd love to connect with you on social media. We have Instagram, obviously YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. We're there, and it's all at Before You Go Pro. One word, at Before You Go Pro. Feel free to reach out to us. All of our links are right there. You can get some more content and information. But does anybody, before I let you guys go enjoy your evening, also, you guys see the book in the background. If you haven't, this is the journey. So this is my personal journey through this industry, but also it's written as a teaching book. It's an educational book. So there's very many times in this book where I'm speaking directly to the athlete or directly to the parent. Once again, Before You Go Pro. So if you haven't got this book, you might want to check that out. You can get to that on our website or all of our social media links. I'm willing, if you're listening to this and you want the audio version, I can give you the audio version for free. So just reach out to us. Once again, Terrence, TerrEnce at beforeyougopro.com, or reach out to us on social media and say, Coach Wood, can I get the link for the paperback book? Or Coach Wood, can I get the link for the free audio book? And I'm narrating it too. So it's actually my voice. And this book will take you through my recruiting process and my journey through the football industry, but a lot of tips, so you guys don't fall into some of the same, pitfalls that I did throughout the process. All right. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed tonight's recruiting live show. Once again, join us on Thursday for the Locker Room Show, where Coach Guru, or Q, the Guru, and I will have a special guest to feed into you guys. And please subscribe and like the channel. Last chance going in. If you have a comment or a question, I'll give you 10 seconds here, and then we'll get out of here and enjoy our evening. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Hopefully all is well with you guys. Hopefully you got a lot out of tonight. And Felicia, I want Anthony on the squad, so let's talk, okay? Would love to help that young man out because he's definitely got some game. And for you other ones that need some help and support, we're a lot more than just recruiting. There's mindset stuff. We do inspirational quotes in the morning. There's a lot of inner work that goes into our athletes balling out on the field. So hopefully we can help you guys out. Once again, www.beforeyougopro.com. Signing off, Coach Terrence Wood for Before You Go Pro and the rest of the team. We'll see you guys at the top. Have a good one.